We're on stage right now at the Majestic Theater. It was built in 1925 and then renovated in 1987 to make room for this show. Right here we're standing by the beautiful chandelier. It's based on the actual chandelier in the Grand Ballroom of the Paris Opera House. This is a smaller version of it. The key is for it to look opulent but not run any kind of risk to the building, structural risk. These are safety glass beads. And they get replaced quite regularly because with regular wear and tear, they lose their shine. And we've been granted permission to sell them for Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. They make great Christmas tree ornaments. We'll soon be under the stage, and as we get there, we're passing our Wall of Fame. There's a place here we call Naked Lady Landing because at one point several women have to get changed for the masquerade scene on a stairwell in the theater, which does have public access from the house. Doesn't happen often, but sometimes people wander out into the fire escape and discover the ladies getting dressed backstage. To give you an idea of the high-tech of the show, over 400 pounds of dry ice are used every performance. They're carried manually from outside the theater by stagehands. One of the most fun things is to be under the stage when all of these candelabras are going up through the stage floor because the fog starts to drift down through, the lights are lit on the candelabras, and it's really quite spooky and wonderful. This is a $14,000 piece, and the reason it's so expensive is because it's a piece of artwork, actually, and that it has to be able to dry in between performances. There we go. This weighs about 45 pounds. There's a cape attached to it which weighs another 10, 15 pounds. It's hung on a separate hanger because the dresser would just hurt himself if he tried to take the whole thing off at once.
Open up your mind, let your fantasies unwind in this darkness which you know you cannot find. The darkness of the music of the night.
And I actually feel that there's such a great combination of factors. Andrew Lloyd Webber wrote the most beautiful score, and it has a timeless quality to the music because he was kind of riffing on different composers of the period. We have kind of a Mozartian piece, and then we have a 21st century piece in the place. So the music is always going to be interesting because it's kind of based on historical music. Maria Bjornsson's sets and costumes are so lavish and opulent, and they create this very magical feel, and that perfectly complements the story that we're telling. And then we've got the old love triangle, the Phantom, Raoul, and Christine, and that's a classic story. Everybody ends up empathizing with the Phantom. You can't help it, and he's a murderer, so that's a feat, a big accomplishment for the actor. But you can also identify with Raoul and Christine. And I also say, if you don't love opera, we blow a lot of stuff up. So there's that too.